The next animation we make is an animation that's going to be triggered by an interaction that we create. We're going to create this slider here, and as we drag the slider, the animation is going to occur. So we've got this folder of papers, and they're kind of going to fly out as we drag our slider backwards and forwards. And that's easier than it looks. So let's get in there and start building it. Come over, create a bit of space for ourselves, and we're going to add a frame. We'll change that frame to black or dark grey. Call it folder 1. Okay, now let's create our folder to sit on that page using just some simple shapes, and that looks like a kind of a folder size. I'm going to copy that into the clipboard because I want to grab that in a second. What should I do now? I'll create a little tab up the top here, something like that, and we'll union those together, and we'll create 12-point curves. I'm going to paste my rectangle there, so this is going to be the front of the folder, and we'll put 12-point curves on that. So maybe we'll colour this now. We need a kind of a tan colour. So I don't know, does this look like a kind of a folder cover, manila folder, something like that? Okay, and we'll colour the back as well using that colour that we made. Alright, so that's looking good. Both of those things I'm going to turn into, or we'll change to have a gradient. And might adjust the adjust the position of the gradient for each of them to something like, I don't know, just as long as they're kind of different. And we can see the background here. So this is what we've got to work with so far. We'll call this front folder, and this is back folder. Cool, and in between those two elements we're going to make a kind of a paper that's going to fall out, and I'll just pop that up there. Make it rounded. We're going to, it's going to be quite close to white. On the paper we're going to have some lines, so I'm going to draw a line, holding shift down, might make it 2 points and kind of a dark, some kind of grey. Actually I'm going to make that a bit bigger, 4 points. Great, and then I'm going to duplicate that out, holding Option Shift down a few times and then Command D a few other times. Alright, and we'll group that together, Command G, and that's going to be our paper 1. Right, we might pop a little drop shadow on that. Kind of a nice fluffy drop shadow. Maybe not that fluffy. And drop that down to 12 as well. Oh, that didn't work. Not 100%. 12%. All right. And then we're going to duplicate that one 2 times. Okay, great. Paper 1 there. We might call this one paper 2. And this one paper 3. All right, good. We'll stack them together. Pop them inside our folder, which means we're going to have to bring the folder front to the top there. Cool. So we're kind of just working with these layers here. And then we'll bring that and pop that onto our workspace. Now we're going to make a really quick slider here. It's going to be made out of a line that is going to be, it's white, we'll make it fatter, round it off, and we need some kind of handle, so that's going to be just a dot that I'll give a colour to, something like that. Great. And I might bring our, okay, here we go. So we've got folder 1. Now we're simply going to duplicate that whole frame and have folder 2. All right, we'll drag, we'll select our handle, we'll drag it over to this position. All right, and now we're going to just rearrange our folder. So the front of the folder, I'm going to just tilt a little bit to drop down like so. And I'm going to grab paper 1. It's going to kind of fly out of our folder like so. I might drag that down a bit further. And then paper 2 is this one here. It's going to fling up, just tilt a little bit. It doesn't matter how you arrange these. And then paper 1 is in the background there. And that's going to, I'll rotate it like so. And just bring that down a bit and tilt that one this way. That's looking good. So that's kind of throwing those papers everywhere. All right, so let's do the prototyping. We'll go over to the prototyping tab. We're going to incorporate a drag, and we'll use our handle here. We'll hook our handle directly to that folder frame 2. So not on tap, but instead on drag, and we will smart animate. We'll add some ease in and ease out, and we'll see if 300 milliseconds works okay. And we'll do this back the other way. This is going to go back to here. Again, on drag, navigate to folder 1, and that's our animation. Let's test that. Call this office flow. Alright, so we're dragging, and as we drag, our animation occurs. And we can drag back. If we let go, about more than 50%, it'll go to the other side, like so. So that's pretty nifty, a little bit of animation and incorporated with some interaction.